Hello, everybody. It's been a long time. This is cut to the chase. I'm not sure what you've been watching on media recently. You've been probably watching the Brit Awards with Sam Smith and all the satanic Madonna and the symbolism and all that. Maybe you've been watching the information about the Chinese balloon that was shot down over America. Maybe you was watching information about the migrant hotels that are being besieged by locals in Ireland or in Liverpool and in other places around the country. And you may think that, these people who are questioning the narratives or questioning people's motives are, bad people. That they've got hate in their heart for them to set a fire outside and start rioting outside the hotel. Now, a lot of people are saying that, if you are against anything, then you're a racist straight away. If you're against anything that isn't English, you're a racist. Well, that's not the case at all. If anybody has been watching the news, they will see that there's been quite a large influx of migrants in certain communities which can barely manage their own needs and services, and a lot of services are being overwhelmed by medical and police and translators, and it's costing the taxpayer a lot of money and everything else. Not more than probably English people, of course not. No, I'm not here to like moan or to say that people don't deserve everything that they deserve. If somebody is genuinely running from a terrible country, fair enough. But in my experiences, in my personal experiences, a lot of the migrants who are coming here, they have plenty of money. Like, they come from wealthy families, and they're the ones that can afford to come here, and they are being supplemented by their families in wherever they're from. I mean, personally, I know a couple of lads from Somalia, for example, and their parents own several businesses in Somalia. They've got several homes in Somalia. They have drivers, they have servants in Somalia. And yet they come to England as an asylum seeker, claiming they can never go back to their own country because they're in danger. When in actual fact, there is absolutely no danger whatsoever, and they even fly back there. Now, I think that maybe what we should do is have a national system, that monitors the airports going back to these countries, because apparently these countries are too dangerous for them to return to, but yet they come to England, establish themselves, and then go back there on holidays every few weeks. How is that possible? That makes absolutely no sense. And also another thing, when you have these young men, they've come to a new country, and there's plenty of, Western women around, and, like pretty girls around that are well below the age of 16. In their country, it's perfectly legal for them to approach them girls and to, sexually, pursue them, should we say, in the most polite way. Now, I believe that's wrong. Everyone in England believes that's wrong. We do not believe that a grown man of, 30 odd years old or 25 years old should be approaching a 14-year-old girl in her school uniform, and then following her home. That is disgusting. And that's why we have these riots going off in Liverpool and Ireland, because, apparently, allegedly, there's a lot of young men in hotels with nothing to do, which is, they have needs. These young men have needs, don't they? They want to find a girlfriend, they want to fall in love or something like that. I don't know, But that is a concern for the community. It doesn't mean the community is a racist community, not at all, And we must take the rough with the smooth, I know also lots of immigrants who've come to this country with absolutely nothing. They do come from a horrible place, and then they work in a factory, and they work their bums off, and then they achieve a lot in England, and nothing stops them, the colour of their skin, it doesn't stop them. So it sort of brings me back to the local populations as well. So if there's people in this country who are from the BAME community or whatever, and they've been and born and been in England for generations, they are unfortunately still trumpeting and promoting the scenario that there's some sort of prejudice against them in this country. And if that was the case, then I pose to those people, how do so many Africans do so well in England? The Africans are doing brilliant in England. And it's because of their culture, the African culture of, working hard and conservatism. It works, So I'm not trying to say that, that I'm against any community, but I am the sort of person that just doesn't really believe a lot of stuff that's propagated about England. People say that everyone's a racist, everyone's xenophobic against new people and cultures. Well, no, we're not at all. What we're against is young girls being approached by grown men. That's what we're against. And what we're also against is people taking up spaces for people who actually do need help. A lot of the Albanian mafia sort of recruits are coming over here claiming that they're 16 and this and that, and the whole thing is an absolute joke, and everybody knows it. England is a joke, and now it's come to the point where the migrants in these hotels are kicking off and screaming and shouting about the food, they're screaming about the conditions, and I'm sure it's not that good for them to live in a hotel room. Of course it isn't. Of course it's not good for them. But a truly desperate and a truly traumatized victim of war or victim of political danger, okay, if my life was really in danger and another country took me in, I would at least be okay with being okay, I wouldn't be complaining about it. And that sort of shows a lot about the mentality. I truly believe that a lot of the supposed asylum seekers that are coming to this country are in fact children of rich and well-off parents, and hence they act like spoiled children. It's just the way it is. That's the way it looks to me. I'm grateful for everything about England. I've been to other countries. I'm grateful that the pavements are straight. Everything works. The lights come on. There's no electricity breaks. The water's clean. I am so grateful, even as an English man, to be in England out of any country in the world. You're in the police, they come. There's no corruption on the lower levels, If you're in the police, they'll come out and they'll treat you the same as anybody else, okay? It's just remarkable. It's absolutely remarkable how anybody could expect a community to accept people who don't accept our customs and cultures. If I went to another country, let's say I went to, I don't know, Morocco or something like that, I would respect their culture. I would respect their rules. I would respect their laws. I would respect their children. I would respect their women. I would respect their men. I would respect their police. I would respect their charitable nature if they gave it to me. I would not, certainly not, go into their neighborhood and follow their children around for my sexual gratification. I wouldn't do that, okay? Because maybe I believe it's wrong. You can believe whatever you want, okay? I am not a racist for saying that bringing 200 men into a community, okay, when these men come from countries where it's perfectly legal to have sex with children, isn't a problem, because it is a problem. These men who are, unfortunately, quite welcome to, pursue their life and dreams. I've got no problem with that. I want them to be happy. I want them to have a great life and support their family. It's difficult out here. It's difficult from where they come from. They've been through terrible things. Some of them had their whole families murdered. Some of them had their houses blown up by planes, probably our planes, things like that. These people have got a large incentive to hate our country, okay? So we must act with caution, surely, We can be kind, but we cannot be stupid and foolish. If somebody came to England, okay, I don't blame these people. I've got nothing against them. I agree with them, If if, I don't know, some Afghani plane came along and bombed my mum's house and bombed my friend's house and did this and did that and did that, and I was taken in by Afghanistan, every single minute of the day, I'll be getting my payback. And now, if nobody can imagine that as being a reality, then maybe I am some insane whack job lunatic, okay? But with my own eyes, okay, I have seen it with my own eyes, the disdain and disrespect for this country worn like a badge of honor amongst certain communities. They drop litter with pride. They spit on the floor with pride. They disrespect our cultures with pride. They believe, in my experience, that we are filthy, dirty, unholy degenerates that have done them wrong, you know? And me personally, I've not done anything wrong to anyone, you know? I've never flown a plane or dropped any bombs at all. I've never been for war, never liked Tony Blair, or none of that stuff. Never liked any of that stuff in Iraq. There was no reason to do any of that stuff. And so, you know, I've always welcomed any immigrant community in England. I mean, I'm the son of an immigrant myself, you know? My mum was not born in this country, okay? So I've grown up with knowing how grateful that my family was to be accepted here and to be allowed to live our lives here, you know, because, you know, we didn't come from here, so we didn't create it. So why would we be here unless we wanted to be here? For one, it's a very, very funny thing, very, very funny thing, because you meet some people and they love England. It all depends on the person. I can't say, oh yeah, all immigrants think this way or anything like that. I'm just saying that it's perfectly understandable if a young man, yeah, has seen his life ruined, okay, by another country, and just so happens to get the opportunity to come to this country and live amongst the people who hurt his family. That is a combination for radical revenge. At the minimum, it's going to be manifesting itself in all different kind of ways. Just a general lack of respect for the customs, the laws, and the local people, especially the women. When people come from a country where women are as expendable as a dog in a street, you've got to be careful. You've got to be careful. And that's my rant over. And if anybody's got anything to talk to me about this subject, then please get in touch. And me and you can sit down somewhere and we can talk it all out. And you can tell me how I've got it all wrong and I'm some bigoted, prejudiced, racist Nazi. You can say that straight to my face and I can say to you, straight back to your face, in what way? So you're telling me that me looking after my community makes me a racist? It does not make me a racist, okay? English customs matter, okay? I matter, you matter, everybody matters. And in England, we have got the most tolerant culture in the world. We will allow you to fly your flags, promote your country, your religion, no problem at all. But you have to ask yourself, would you let me do that in yours? Would you let me go to your country and fly my England flag around your local area? How long would I last? And then you've got to understand yourself. I understand myself very well. Thank you.